You're watching Beat Time for Food. Stay tuned. Let's welcome the host, Hu Kai Xuan.
Good day everyone, welcome to Big Time for Food. So, as you know, Malaysia has a lot of street foods, right? For example, like cendol, apom balik and keropok. So, what I'm really curious about is all these street food, what is their nutritional value and is it really hygiene during the whole preparation? So, this episode we're going to discuss about the hygiene and nutritional value of street food. So, firstly, I would like to introduce our guest for our show today. Brian Ong, he will be representing the hawker. Nisha, she will be representing the public. And Lillian, she's the enforcement officer from the government. And Vincent Chen, lastly, he's a dietitian who works at HKL currently. So now we'll proceed to we'll play a video to show about the appearance and behavior of hawker in our country.
Oh, why no people want? Hey, what's up? What do you want?
I want some plate of fried
Fried kway teow, is it? Okay, no problem. Give me 5 minutes, Have a seat first. Yeah, lady? Why so itchy, Amoy? Amoy, your food is already done? Sorry, Amoy. Nah, your food is done already. Take it. Hey, prepare already. Why? What do you want? Amoy? Don't go. Come here. Ready? Why?
So after watching the first scenario, now we are going to take a look at the video because our reporters have interviewed some of the hawkers. Let's see what the hawkers is going to say about how they prepare their food. So let's watch the video.
Nishka, bye bye.
Good afternoon, I want to ask a few questions regarding the hygiene of the food. Okay, so now I start with the first question, which is how do you prepare the food?
Kami sediakan makanan ni semua siap dari rumah. Bahan-bahan semua dari rumah. Apabila di sini tinggal yang simple-simple lah. Ya kan? Okay. Kalau setengah makanan yang berat, yang goreng-goreng itu diorang siapkan di kedai. Kalau yang jenis ni
Okay, so which means the food are prepared from home.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we proceed to the second question, which is where do you obtain your ingredients and the water for the food?
kedai-kedai runcit di dalam pasar ni kan. Kalau air kita bawa dari rumah lah, air masak kan.
semua sedia bawa
ya,
dari
semua bahan dari rumah. Ya, kita mengutamakan kesihatan orang kata kan.
So he takes all the things from home and he buys it from the grocery shop.
Yes. Okay, so now the third question is how do you store your food and the ingredients?
Yang kita utamakan tepung tak boleh simpan.
Tepung tak
boleh simpan.
Oh yeah, right. Dia bahan masak dan simpan dekat
Yeah.
Most of the things actually will be finished within a day. If those things that cannot be finished within a day, then the boss will keep it in his home.
Maximum 2 days he takes. After that he buys new stock.
Yeah.
May I ask you a few questions? So the first question would be, how do you store? How often the authority to carry out the inspection?
Oh, so memang dia akan
So basically, the authorities will come for inspection for once per month, and also sometimes will increase per 2 months. Okay, so another question is, how do you prevent contamination of food from open air environment?
Normal yang kita sudah pakai, masih layak kita pakai, kita simpan bawah. Kita nanti simpan bawah. Kalau nak gini, kalau simpan
So okay, so the method that they keep their food is when they prepare their food, right? So after that, they will keep under the shelf. Okay, then if the customer want the food again, they will take out the food and then to serve the customers. After that, they will keep the food inside the store again. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so thank you, sir. Oh, so akan macam ada tutup kan? Kalau
When the customers are not new and all, he covers the food and he prioritize the quality and
the hygiene.
cleanliness of the food. The second question is, how do you protect customers to your store?
Pertama kita jaga kebersihan lah untuk kita punya makanan kan. Kebersihan lepas tu kita panggil lah seperti aset kebersihan.
So how he attracts his customer is he maintains the cleanliness and he also like attracts and calls them out and asks them to come to the stall and have the drink and also the food they have prepared here. Okay. My third question is, how do you set the price of your pieces?
Dan kita memang tahu kan dengan harga barang yang naik sekarang ni, tapi kita selarikan dengan meniaga tu dengan harga yang berpatutan lah untuk pelanggan.
Okay, so he increased the price of the food based on the raw materials he obtained and also the current market price and like that.
So after watching the interview video just now by our reporter, now I would like to invite Mr. Brian Ong to represent the hawker to comment about the appearance and the behavior of the hawkers based on the interview videos and the acting scenario seen just now. Please, Brian.
Comment on the video clip just now. So basically, I totally disagree the way that hawker prepare the food to the customers, right? Because if the hawker keeps continue his disgusting action such as digging nose or scratching his hair, he definitely will scare all his customer away and his business will definitely lost a lot. So just a kindly reminder, if you want to prepare the food, please don't behave like the hawker shown in the video clip just now.
So Brian, I would like to ask what usually you all do, what is the correct way or is a better way to prepare all these food you are selling to your customers?
Oh, okay. So actually there are some hygiene safety that have to be concerned to ensure the food are in high quality. So first of all, to attract more customers, first thing is to maintain the cleanliness of the area. So just imagine that if the environment is very dirty and full of rubbishes, and full of flies and also cockroaches and even rats, your customer will never step closer to your store. And then next, please prepare the utensil with a clean condition and prepare a spoon of tong to give the customer to take their food to avoid direct contact with the food, because it can ensure that the food is not contaminated. Yeah. So next thing will be a hawker's attire is that extremely important. So the person that prepare the food, right, have to wear a hairnet or a cap and wear gloves and even an apron to prevent the unwanted substances like hair or fingernails
drop into the food. Okay, this will ensure the food is clean and is able to be consumed by the customers. So next will be, please, if you want to prepare the food, right, please separate the raw materials and the cooked materials, like maybe like the cooked chicken and the raw chicken, to prevent that transmitting of microorganisms between the foods. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, Brian. I'm sure I'm clear about what you say. Now let's proceed to the next interview video, which is we interview the public and see what they think about the street food. Let's watch the video.
Student from Japan, so I would like to have an interview with you about street food. So may I know about your opinion about street food?
Street food, a lot of people come from street food because they are cheap and then there are more choice, there are varieties, there are a lot of varieties.
What's your opinion that if there is a complaint about street food after they consuming the food?
Complaints, of course, they have. It depends whether you can accept it. If not, well, don't come to street food now. Cook yourself. And go to more hygiene street foods. Not on roadsides, more, let's say, don't go to those not hygiene places.
So last question will be, what is your action if you realize that the food preparation is not hygiene?
I won't buy any compare things there. If I were me, I won't go back to the same places again because you go to other places, there are a lot of street food in Malaysia.
Okay, thank you.
Doing a survey about street food. So may I ask you some questions? Yeah. May I know who the person? Okay. My name is Mohammed, right? So I call you. Is it okay? I call you Imran. Yeah. So Imran, the first question is, how often do you go to food store?
Okay, usually I will go to hawker stall once a week, specifically on Sunday.
Then the second question is, do you concern about the hygiene of the food store when you choose to eat at that food?
Yes, that is the most important thing you need to concern about.
Do you aware that any disease will arise from unhygiene food store preparation?
Okay, disease that may come right, disease that may arise, which I know is food poisoning,
After playing the video, I'm sure the public, Michelle, who represent the public, has something to say about and comment about the video and the point of view from the public. So I would like to introduce Michelle to comment about it.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Me, from the public view, I would like to comment each and every public have different opinion on street food. They have negative ones and positive ones, so you can't actually compare them much. There are plus and minuses for each street food they have. So personally, I think that you should actually be smart as a public. You should be smart to choose where you buy the street food from. You have to prioritize the hygiene and the cleanliness of the hawker stall itself before you buy the food. That's my opinion.
So Michelle, what is your review towards the street food, and what do you think? How do you compare the price between the street food and the food from the restaurant?
Okay, as for me, I love to travel a lot and I prefer street food because I get from the locals. They say street food, right? You normally, the recipes are passed down generation after generation, so there's a very unique taste. Not everywhere, but it's not same everywhere actually. You have to like do kind of a research before you buy the street food or something, because you can get the opinions from the locals there. And as for the price, comparatively to the restaurants, street food are much cheaper because they don't have to pay for the restaurant, the rent and all. These all will be comparatively cheaper, and it's like they don't have to actually provide tables and all for the customers to sit and eat compared to the restaurants. So that's what I think. It's normally, street food is cheaper and many people prefer it, and it's very fast. You can get street food faster than restaurants. You have to go and wait to get your food.
I very agree about what Isha said, because about the price and it's like the recipe is very special for each kind of street food. So a lot of times I prefer street food because of the price, but I still very concerned about the hygiene. But in all the hawkers really follow about the correct procedures like what Brian mentioned just now. I think it would be safe enough, but I've seen some of the hawkers, they really didn't care about the hygiene during the whole preparation. So I think the law enforcement officer should take some action to do about it. So now I would like to introduce Lilian. She's from the government who work as an enforcement officer. She will talk about, comment about it.
So street food vending has become an important health issue and big concern to everybody. This is due to the widespread of foodborne disease such as cholera, food poisoning, typhoid, dysentery, and etc. Due to the lack of understanding of proper food handling by the food handlers and the consumers. According to the statistics from the Ministry of Health, in 2010, there is an increase of 10% from 2005 to 2008 years. So this is a very serious problem to be taken.
Yeah, actually I'm aware about that. Recently, here also have a lot of cases happen about the typhoid fever. They say it's caused by the incorrect procedure of preparation of food. So now I would like to ask Lilian is what the consumers should do when they saw cases like that, and what actions will be taken by law enforcement?
Okay, so if consumers meet the problem about poisoning, they can make the complaint to the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health will carry out the food premise inspection and food monitoring activity on the food contaminant and the additive. So during the food premise inspection, we as the enforcement officer will look into the location, the food preparation, food storage, then the hygiene from the personal hawkers, and etc. So if they are found to be unqualified with the food preparation, they will be charged, cannot be open the store for not exceeding 14 days. If they are found to be failed to obey the order, so they have to be being in prison for a term of not exceeding for 5 years, or to fine or for both. At the same time, the government also will be providing the education to the food handlers to ensure that they can practice the proper food handling practices, and the consumer also can get a better education and awareness and knowledge, so that they can consume the food with quality. This to prevent the widespread of the foodborne disease in our country. That's all from me.
Thank you, Lilian. Just now the information is very useful. So for not only for the public, for all the hawkers and the public, please be very, please note that what Lilian mentioned just now, because it's very important. So for public, please be wise, because you know what is your rights. You must be always aware that the hygiene of the surrounding and all the food preparation, so that you get clean and healthy food. and the hawkers, they should always follow the procedure that what the health ministry needs, and always follow the orders and obey them. So lastly, I would like to invite Vincent Chen, who is a dietitian working in HKL, to comment about the nutritional value of street food.
So for the nutritional value of the street food, actually that very depends on the type of the food. Different types of food actually have different nutritional values, and for most of the street food, actually there are those flying foods, and for those flying foods, actually it's not very healthy because it may contain a lot of the carcinogens. Because when these food when they are subjected to flying, it is subjected to high heat, high temperature, and during in this high temperature, the nutritional content of this food may turn into cancer-causing substances. So, if the question were to ask whether we should consume,
is it safe to consume street food?
yeah, as I have mentioned just now, where it depends on the types of food. So, if for my advice, right, I would say it's okay to consume street food, but we choose which is the food which is healthy. So just avoid those flying foods, then will be alright.
So is it really healthy or not?
Healthy. For these questions, actually, experts from the various countries have actually investigated these questions that you have asked just now. So there are researches and surveys have been conducted, and from the results that obtained, actually the consumption of street food will lead to a higher BMI and also a higher cardiovascular diseases. But with this limited data and statistic we have currently, it is not enough to say that the street food is not healthy.
Why even with these statistics we still can't make a conclusion?
Because although that this street food may lead to obesity and also cardiovascular diseases, but there are also many other factors which will cause these diseases, such as maybe the consumption of the fast food and maybe the unhealthy lifestyle of the people nowadays. So this shows that the consumption of street food is not the sole factor that affect this that causes these kind of diseases.
So, listen, I have one last question. Do you have any advice for the audience?
Yeah, sure, there are. For advice to the audience, actually, these street foods is inevitably that we will consume these street foods. And for the first advice, I would say do not consume the street food that is exposed to open air, because it's subjected to a high risk of contaminated by the bacteria. And then for the second advice, we should check the attire of the hawkers, because if the attire of the hawkers is it looks very dirty, then it indirectly shows that the hawkers may have an unhygienic process. May prepare the food unhygienically. Okay, that's all from me.
I very agree about what Vincent said and the statement before he mentioned, because I think that all the hawkers should have the responsibility to make sure that all the whole preparation of the food is clean and hygiene, to make sure the consumer can safely consume it. And not forget that the public should also be wise, and they always know their rights. They be wise when they choose the street food. Make sure the street food is clean, and even though the street food is not necessarily unhealthy, but excess consume of street food may also lead to bad effects to the body. So I think it's whether the street food is healthy or not, it depends on the public choice and how they consume it. It's not like, even though the preparation part takes a lot, but if the public they consume a lot, it also leads to obesity. So it really depends on the public's perception. So please be wise, guys, and we all love street food. So have it. You can have it, but not every day. Enjoy your food. Oh yeah, before I forget, I would like to thank you guys for willing to spend the time here and share so much information to me and to all the people, all the viewers. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you.